Tonight, Jon Stewart had this to say about that.
Graham! Why can't you take no war for an answer?
The reason I wanted to strike Assad is to punish him.
I wanted to see him squirm. I wanted to tie Assad up and spank his taut Syrian. Oh, I'm getting the vapors. I must be, oh, Lord. Anyway, you can read all about it in my new book, 50 Shades of Graham.
He's so right about that, it's ridiculous.
Good to hear the I-Man laughing.
That's right.
And with that, I will conclude, Chief.
Father Jonathan Morris is next. Please welcome to the program now, Fox News contributor, Father Jonathan Morris. Good morning, Father
Hey, good
Jonathan.
morning.
How are you?
Doing well. I'm always wondering, though, why do I submit myself to coming on the show with you? Because I already know ahead of time I'm going to get pummeled about one thing or the other. I have no idea what it's going to be about today.
I'll tell you what, we can start with, that's the worst haircut I've ever seen anybody have.
Well, thank you.
That looks like, you look like Frank Luntz.
What? You know what? I don't know
Man of God.
who you are to be talking about my hair.
Exactly.
You usually wear a hat to cover it up.
God bless.
Okay.
How about a mask?
A serious observation.
Okay.
Whenever bad stuff happens, like when the children at Newtown were murdered, or yesterday these people were murdered at the Naval Yard, I wonder what plan does God have?
You know, I was thinking about that as I was listening to the news this morning, and I thought to myself, the people who are in the habit of standing in awe before all the good things that God gives us and thanking Him regularly for that, never have a deep, deep problem with the sufferings that God, I would say, allows. Yes, there's a mystery of it. And when it's something like this, so tragic happens, especially to kids or innocent people, we say, gosh, there's got to be, I say there's got to be an ultimate solution. I call that heaven. That's the ultimate justice as well, in which God makes all things new, and also where there's punishment for those terrible crimes. But I would say those people who stand in awe and get in the habit of thanking God for all the good things get through it a lot easier than those of us who sometimes forget to look at the good things.
You realize that's ridiculous, what you just said, don't you?
I don't. That's practice. I see it every day. I see old ladies who come to church and who have every reason to give up on God because their husband has died, because they're crippled, and there they are smiling and thanking God for the good things. That's not crazy, Imus. That's the truth.
Really?
And not just old ladies.
Yeah, I know.
All right?
It's got to be a better plan. God's got to have a better plan to win me over. So
I do. I don't think God went in and killed those people. I think it was human beings with the unbelievable gift of free will who chose to abuse that gift of free will. Yeah. And that's mysterious.
Have you read or are you going to plan to read Bill O'Reilly's book, Killing Jesus?
I have read it.
Oh, you have? Tell me.
I don't think I can reveal that. I think I'd get in trouble with Bill O'Reilly.
You know, for some reason he hasn't sent me a copy. So I mean, I'm not
probably because you talk about it on the air, and that's why I'm not.
No, I wouldn't talk about it on the air if you asked me not to.
Oh, okay.
So is there new information in it?
He does an excellent job, just like he did with the other two. I think it's factual. I think it's interesting. He writes it as if it's a novel happening.
Does he write about? Is the Jesus who he embraces the Jesus of the Gospels?
In his personal life,
or the historical Jesus.
Yeah, he's a Catholic Christian. He says that I'm not revealing anything. It's the historic Jesus. If there's no historic Jesus, then I'm a fool.
Yeah. Did you read Zealot by what's his name?
I didn't.
Why?
Just not interested. It didn't get very good reviews in terms of the historicity of it.
Well,
it obviously had an agenda, and I just don't like to read.
What do you think the agenda was?
The agenda was basically that, and I didn't read the book, okay. Right? From what so this is what I've gathered.
I'll be happy to tell you.
The agenda to me seems to be proving that what most religious groups today see as the historic Jesus was different, and I didn't hear that there was a lot of proof to back that up.
Well, there have been. He's not. He broke no new ground in this book. There have been.
That's
who
not
knows?
a very good advertisement for reading the book.
Well, he made it accessible to people like me,
Okay.
as opposed to scholars. And what's interesting about it is that we have had the historical Jesus, and hundreds of people have written about the historical Jesus. So there is a school of thought suggesting, there's a thesis suggesting that the historical Jesus and the Jesus Christ of the Bible is the same person. So, which I think ought to be comforting to Christians.
Absolutely.
So, but he thinks, although he doesn't subscribe, as do many of these historians, to the virgin birth or any of the other accounts of magic tricks and stuff in the New Testament, he does think that the historical Jesus is as worthy of believing in as the Jesus of the Gospels, which I thought was a fascinating, interesting.
Yeah, I see his point, but you know what? You remember the great line of C.S. Lewis, who talks about if Jesus is either a lunatic,
Right.
A liar, or he is who he said he is, because he didn't just give the beautiful philosophy of love the neighbor. He also said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." That's kind of crazy stuff. You're either, and he also performed miracles, and if he didn't perform them, then he was doing magic tricks, and he's a liar. So do you know what I mean? So to say, "Come follow me, I am the way, the truth, and the life," just to give an example, that's pretty crazy stuff.
Okay, but we had a lot of people running around first century Palestine saying the same thing.
I don't think so.
And we did. Well, I mean, historically, we know we did. So, for some reason, this guy resonated.
The historical Jesus transformed history. We're still talking about him 2,000 years ago. We're not talking about other people of the first century.
All right, now digressing.
We got very serious.
Digressing here dramatically.
Okay.
That's it.
There's one of the priests or cardinals or somebody at the Vatican is proposing that priests have sex. What do you think?
There you go. That's what you were waiting for, right, Father?
Exactly. Well, I think you're referring to a question that was asked of the new Secretary of State. His name is Parolin, who's coming in. He'll be coming in October, about whether or not the priest celibacy or the fact that priests don't get married now could be changed.
Right.
And he answered in a very simple way. He said, "That's not that the practice that right now of priests not getting married is not dogma. And yes, it could be up for discussion.
Oh.
But I've always known that.
Okay.
It's just that the discussion goes very slowly. By the time it ever affects me, I'm gonna be 85, and no one's gonna want to get married to me anyway."
Let me explain something to you.
Yep.
You're a good-looking guy. I mean, I can say that but now with that haircut, you're not going to get. You're not going to.
Wow. What is up with that?
You are not going to get any.
Oh, man.
It's very good for celibacy then. Very good.
If it comes down that you can, you're not.
Not right.
Okay, well, if it comes down to that, I'll come to you for advice on hair and makeup and all sorts of things.
No, I'm not suggesting that I would no, but I mean, you may want to talk to Like Connell.
Oh, sure. I'd love to get involved.
So,
Hey, Father, here's what you should do.
Let me give you some tips.
how's your new gig working out?
Some gel.
So I'm a program director of the Catholic Channel and Sirius XM.
Oh, you are?
I am, and I'm up at Columbia University as in campus ministry.
Pretty good. Do you like that?
I do. I like working with university students.
Sure.
Especially smart ones who ask tough questions like you. It's like
Well, I don't ask tough questions.
You do.
No, I don't.
You do.
Anyway, well, it's always nice to see you. You're one of my favorite people.
Thanks, buddy.
So, but man,
Equally.
get a hat. But come on, baby.
Oh, come on.
Father Jonathan Morris here. Well, you know, you're never going to hear, not ever going to hear a Catholic priest or Jonathan Morris, Father Jonathan Morris interviewed like that anywhere. So
Not just here.
he's one of my favorite people to talk with.
Yeah.
Well, he's a brilliant guy. He's got a great sense. He's got a sense of humor. But you see his haircut? Oh, that's a Mo haircut, isn't it? How do you get a haircut like that?
Put a bowl on top of your head and cut around it. That's how you do it.
Power surge.
You're telling a priest he won't get any. But I mean, that's where we are this morning.
Frank
Oh, well, that
Lawrence.
haircut he won't.
No, go on.
Will he, Bernie?
Well, he might, with God's help.
He'll be out there in Vegas with Frank Luntz. Just sitting on a bench staring at the showgirl.
Imus in the morning.
You're not going to get any with that here.
What? Hey, baby.
Now, these topics are good. These from you guys.
Come here often?
For the Mensa meeting and for Blonde Blonde. So,
Very good.
because I've got to have topics in which there's the potential for disagreement.
Right.
You know who's great, I'm telling you, is Alan Combs.
Yeah.
Oof.
Very good.
And Deirdre can be counted on to just freak out. So, I mean, you need somebody who brings the noise. You need somebody who's got some energy. And Bernard is equally fabulous. And Guns, I mean, they're all good.
Yeah. Stir the pot.
It's fun to do.
Yeah.
It's fun for me to do.
Sure. Poke the stick.
My back didn't just absolutely kill me. But I had Nay, one of my doormen, who was an athlete, actually, stretched me out yesterday.
Oh.
He's a trainer, too.
Sure.
Feel a little better. Yeah.
I advertise on Craigslist.
You bastards don't care.
No. I was just wondering how you found him. Craigslist, is that how you found him? No, but he's the doorman, so you just see him every day.
F you, Tony.
Yes. Yeah, because that's what people ask their doorman.
He's a
You know
trainer.
what? Yeah.
He had a gym bag.
No. Business news, and that's sponsored by TVA. That's that stuff that cream you rub on where it hurt and make it not hurt.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Dagan McDowell. Good morning, Dagan.
Good morning, sir. Take a look at the futures. They're slightly lower at the moment, down 11 points on the Dow after a triple-digit gain yesterday. And talk about gains. Breaking Bad ratings bonanza for its network, AMC. Sunday's jarring, disturbing episode, only 2 left after this one, attracted 6.4 million viewers for a record for that series.
Why was it disturbing?
It's just
It
disturbing.
was incredible, boss. The reviews are the Huffington Post, mind-bendingly, soul-churningly devastating. For example, it was just unbelievably good.
Portrait of Evil. Portrait of Evil.
It's some of the best TV ever.
Mm-hmm.
See, I wanted to try to get caught up to speed, so I sent Dagan and Lou Ruffino an email saying, because I have Netflix, saying, well, what should I start watching? Because I watched the premiere episode. But there have been 5 seasons of it now,
Right.
and I don't know where to start, but I don't have the patience. I can't sit there and watch. I don't know what to do.
You got to pop a couple of Vicodin and just chill out for the weekend.
You're exactly right. And you watched the Eagles documentary like 9 times.
And,
God,
but
if
that's
you can
what
watch
people
that.
have been
You'd be in
doing,
season
though.
3 by now.
The average so far this year for the final for the final season is double what it was for the last season because people have been watching it on Netflix and getting caught up. And by the way, I did want to point out Conan O'Brien next Monday will host the entire cast of this series. So less than a week before the final episode.
Oh.
I'll watch Conan for that.
Ooh.
That's big time.
Absolutely.
Right.
To watch the actors talk about their motivation for their roles.
If you don't watch the show, you wouldn't
yeah.
understand it.
What?
Absolutely.
Don't get it, I mean.
Yeah, I will sit and watch those actors talk about how they created those characters. That's
Well, so-
more than an hour.
I can go to Netflix today and watch the episode that was just on, can't I?
No, not on Netflix. You can't.
Oh, I can't.
I don't believe that they are carrying. I don't think you can. You can buy it on iTunes.
They'll repeat it this coming Sunday before the
Right.
next to last episode on
At
Sunday
8
night
p.m.
at 8
Sunday.
p.m.
It's not going to mean anything to you, though, because you haven't seen the other seasons, really.
You'll be really confused.
That'll be perfect.
You're going to see the last episode,
You just have to-
and then you're going to come in and go, I don't understand what everybody saw excited about.
Just the way we like the
it.
iMac.
I don't
It's like
get
when,
it. It looks like
like
the
when you couldn't
stupidest
figure
thing
out why
I've ever
John
seen.
Travolta came back to life in Pulp Fiction.
Why
Well,
not just,
I really.
why not just go to the end of Godfather to the committee hearings
I feel like I really missed.
and miss all those scenes? Oh, yeah, this committee owes him an apology. I saw the whole thing. Let's just go to Godfather Part 2.
There's got to be a way you can
Does
cherry
it to make you feel good to make fun of me, Lou?
Well, come on, it doesn't. You gotta
Okay.
watch it. That's
Okay,
all.
okay.
Gotta bite the bullet.
17 after the hour. So
Watch the last
That's fine.
episode. It'll be funny.
all right. Bernie has a briefing coming. Please welcome to the Imus in the Morning program, Fat Elvis. What up, Fat?
Thank you, man. Well, since you burned that fatty, there's that pungent familiar smell. Yeah, Grandpa smoking reefer, don't bogart that joint, oh pal, no baby. Decriminalize it, baby. Let's legalize it, baby. Guess John Wayne McCain liked to get high. Yeah, man, when even the white tornadoes in favor of legalizing Chiba, you know it's only a matter of time before wacky tobacco's no more unlawful than a pack of Luckies. Of course, the senator did spend all that time in the NOM, and it was really easy to get primo tie stick over there. I wouldn't be surprised if he'd done a bowl or two to get through a particularly long night in a rice paddy with mortar fire whizzing over his head. I mean, even Larry King's admitted to token up with his homie Snoop. I'd pay to see that one, wouldn't you? Cranky old codger on the Chronic, Larry and the Lion lighting up a little loco lumber. Just a little different when you're getting high with a senior citizen. First of all, they like to pop out their dentures and use them as roach clips. And we're talking entirely different kind of munchies, you know. Ain't no Cool Ranch Doritos or Three Musketeers for old farts when they get high. They get an insatiable craving for creamed corn and brisket. Well, Mildred, I'm so baked right now I'd literally kill for some lentil soup. Then they put the headphones on and listen to Sinatra records backwards. Doobie-doobie-doo, smoke a lot of ganja. Da, 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 da. Thank you very much.
Fat Elvis here on the program. It is, 31 after the hour here in the Imus Morning program. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get caught up on Breaking Bad.
Well,
Because I saw part of the first pilot episode, but then I haven't seen any more. I saw a little bit of the first episode of season 5, where I forget what happened there, but what's he doing? He's underwear now?
He was driving the RV in his underwear.
Too far ahead. You went too far ahead.
You can't jump ahead.
You can't jump there.
You can see 4 episodes this weekend when you go to the rodeo. On the plane down, on the plane back. That's 4 episodes right there.
But you can't go to 5.
You can't go to season. You can't jump in at season.
You need to start
Start
with
it.
first episode, dig in, give yourself 4 hours, and watch. Period. There's no other way to do it. You'll be lost.
And you won't regret
plane
it
ride.
either. There is a good payoff.
So what do I watch now? I watch the pilot.
Yeah, and watch the whole first season
Each show. You got to watch each
start
show.
at the beginning.
in
Why?
order.
It's like reading a book.
Yes.
Yeah, it's page one.
and then go all the way.
I can't do it. I don't have that. I don't have the attention span.
Well, maybe you can skip ahead a little.
You know
and
how
see
you can
one.
do it?
Maybe.
On your iPad with a set of headphones on. That's how you do it.
On the plane ride.
Right.
We sure we want to get him in?
Don't you have a safe full of pain pills?
Yeah. Because we're going to have to live through this process as he's watching.
Because this is television history. What happened Sunday night was jaw-dropping.
Yes.
If you follow the show.
But not unless you watched all of it.
Well, what did happen?
Well, no, you can't. No spoiler alerts. And it
What are
wouldn't
you
do
going to spoil it for?
People who haven't seen it.
And it wouldn't do it justice either. You have to see. You have to know. You'd be like, well, that's it.
It absolutely wouldn't mean anything unless you watched. It wouldn't mean a thing.
Okay.
You got to get in on the fun, though, boss.
So you're in? Or?
Okay, hold on. Season 3, go to episode 4, and that should do
No,
it. Then you can
Now,
skip
like-
3.
Like Wyatt, who doesn't watch very much television, and never has. But he watches Burn Notice. He and Austin and Zach. And Zach's at the University of Texas. Austin's at the University of Oregon. And Wyatt's still a sophomore in high school. So, so they're hooked on that. So I've seen Wyatt actually make himself available to watch Burn Notice when it's on. But I've never, he doesn't do one of these binge watching deals, you know. So, but he's roping all the time, so I would be. I don't know.
Right.
Very
Got it.
But I feel like I'm really missing out. Is it something Deirdre would like?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
She's human, sure. Even though she married you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Take that back.
The acting is Academy Award caliber.
Yeah, it's
If it's
really?
on
Just
film.
forget about
Yeah.
it.
It's just, it's gripping. It's really,
just-
really gripping the way they do it.
Because a lot of the acting on these shows is awful.
No, he's great.
Oh God, he's fantastic.
Bryan
All of
Cranston
them, all
is
of
great.
them.
Everybody's great.
He was the dad on Malcolm in the Middle. He was a goofball, and now he's one of the greatest dramatic actors to ever appear on television.
Aaron
the
Paul,
dentist
Bob
on
Odenkirk, the Better Call Saul guy. But it's just the kid with cerebral palsy.
Dean Norris, who plays Hank.
Yeah.
Anna Gunn.
Time for Bernie
Saul.
Briefing.